Hello and welcome to Maggie's Fun Time. This is Magzie. We are here on World of Warcraft, and I want to cover something. And this video is probably going to get a lot of flack, and I don't care. So, this is the server I play on. This is my Horde server. We have an Alliance server too. Play on a different one. I think it's Pridemore and Area 52. It's the two Alliance servers we have. I also play Horde on Vintar, but I ain't played over in a while. My main Horde character is on Vintar. I haven't switched her over. I'm just going to level a new main up here. This is going to be my new main. If you guys, I can't transmog yet. I have to get through the stupid islands for the goblins. I hate it. But he won't look like this when I get done with him. As soon as I get off these islands, this outfit's going away. I'm going to go and try to see if I can get the other ancestral gear, heirloom gear. See if it looks a little bit better than this one. I know there's a second copy that you can get that's Critical Strike or something. I'm going to go take a look anyway. Beside the point. A lot of people online. Well, this is going to be my main on this one. The new main. I'm new main in a mage, and I want to try out the arcane. They've changed just enough stuff with arcane, especially one feature that I thought should always be the case, and now they've switched it to where it is the case. And I want to try that out. So I'm going to try arcane. I know. I've always thought of arcane as the lesser spec for a while because of the changes they made. But they've been fiddling with it, and I'm going to try it out again. If not, I guess we just wanted the OP Frost again. Anyway, I love mages. Also love goblins. I just hate the starting area. If they did something different with the starting area, it's like you're on an island, and then you get kicked off the island, and then you're on another island that you have to get off of again. Like I did the quest to get off that island to get shipwrecked on an island that I have to do more quests to get off of again. So, anyway, I wish they would just revamp the whole quest line. Or let me skip it because I've done it. I've got 4 counts. And all the counts have what, for their respective expansions that they were for, they got max level tunes on. So, it's like, I don't need to do the content again. You know? Excuse me, guys. I didn't mean to do that. This video is not about my main, though. This video is about the allied races. Now, I did want this guy to actually be an allied race. And the race that I had chosen for him was the Nightborn. Now, as you can see, all of these are locked for me. I do have battles for Azeroth, but it's not released yet, so this one doesn't actually take an effect either. But you have to have an achievement to unlock these. And it's actually a little bit worse than that. And I do got the actual info up, so I'm going to go through these races for you guys, and I want to show you guys how much more powerful these guys are. So the Void Elf is actually the Blood Elf. So let's go back, and the Blood Elf here, this is their skills. Enchanting skill increase, which means I think it's like a +5 or something like that. They can store energy. They have like a little move that it's like 30-second cooldown, something like that. Pop it off, it increases their energy, mana, regeneration, as long as you hit a target and silence them. It also silences people. That's pretty good. Can dispel nearby enemies, and has a resistance to arcane damage. That's it. All right. If we look at all these guys, pets increase damage, resistance to stun, may enrage to increase their damage. Can remove fear, sleep, and charm effects. Can consume corpses. This is a major cooldown. It's like 3 minutes or something. Regain health and mana. If I'm wrong about the times, go ahead and put them in the comments down below. You guys can correct me on time. I don't mind that. You can drain health from your enemies. I don't know what that one is. And resistant shadow damage. May stomp, stun nearby opponents. Increase stamina. I don't know what that is. Herbalism, skill, and speed increase. Basically, their skill what their max skill is counted as is higher, and also uh, they herb faster. But basically, you go Tauren and you go Druid if you want like an herbalist that just sells like herbs. You go that and you pick up like an alt profession, like maybe enchanting or something oddball. Tailoring is a good one if you want to make money. You just go tailoring, go herbalism. You sell it. You don't you level them up, but once you get max level, just sell your stuff. Just tailoring gives you, even at level 1, tailoring gives you better drops for cloth in any expansion, as far as I know. So you'll get more cloth drops, which means you can sell those for lots of money. Also, making bags for your alts, wonderful. But anyway, you go that you go feral druid, and then you just run around in your feral form with the increased speed, and you just run around and gather. And once you get your flight form, you can fly around and gather without switching forms. This So in resist nature damage, increased effect, critical strikes. It's a running theme here. You guys can get it. It's increased regeneration, increased experience gained from. Now this is actually a pretty good one no one even thinks about. They actually get more experience from killing beasts. So you actually want to level these guys in areas where there's lots of um, quests to kill beasts. Like, oh my god, I forgot the name of it. You know, like down there in Booty Bay, that whole area. There's like tons of quests down there just to kill beasts. And you can do those quests and killing the beast to give you more experience. Reduce duration of movement and parrying effects. Blood Elf. This is the one we want to look at. Blood Elves. Increased restoring energy. I went over this. Resistance to damage. Now, if we go down here to allied races here, the Void Elf is basically the Blood Elf for the Alliance. Alright? So this is actually a Blood Elf. And they've spent time in the Void, and it's transformed them into this new race. Alright, new race. So, their abilities is they can teleport through a rift in space. They become empowered by the Void. They're resistant to shadow damage, like the other ones are. Spells cast aren't delayed by damage. So if you play this race, anytime you're attacked, you will not take it adds like time on when you cast. So if I cast a spell on an enemy and he's attacking me, if it takes like 2 seconds to cast, when he hits me, it'll add like a couple of milliseconds onto that. Maybe like 20 milliseconds. And it just keeps doing that. And then they're not affected by that. You also receive discounts on transmogrification and void storage. Alright? This race is the Nightborn. And the Nightborn is actually the Night Elves. Now, the Night Elves' abilities are make fade into shadows, more difficult to hit, wisp form when they're dead. They're faster movement, but it's really annoying, actually. And always and forever, I don't call these guys Night Elves. I call them Tree Huggers. And that's what they are to me, the Tree Huggers. That's what I call them. No, I don't like them. So, just point of reference. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know this already. The resistant to nature damage, faster movement speed while stealth, faster attacks at night, and increased critical strike chance during the day. Alright? Now, we go back to the Night Elf races, and we look at Nightborn, which is the Horde version of the Night Elves. They damage and snare nearby enemies. They increase magical damage, so any kind of ranged caster is going to want to be this, if that does what I think it does. Their resistance to arcane damage, they have an increase in scribe skill. They can summon a magical grimoire that accesses the mail. Now I purposely did not show the goblins so I can show you now, but they do have access to their banks. Um, they do. But this is also one of the races that you have to like go into a special area to get to. So, and also for the Worgans, these guys have their own special area. They start at a 20th level. All right, we'll get that in a second. All right, so these two are actually um, in-game races that got transformed somehow. Um, the Dark Iron Dwarf. Then if we go back here, we'll show the actual dwarves here. This is a dwarf. May turn into stone form. Very, very good defensive move, by the way. Increased critical strike chance. Effect from critical strikes, all right? Increased effect from critical strikes. Resist to frost damage, and they can find additional archaeological fragments and faster surveys. So, go to the allied races. Dark Iron Dwarves, remove harmful effects and empowered yourself, which is kind of a replacement to the defensive buff. Instead of giving a defensive buff, it actually takes away harmful effects and actually increases, I guess, the damage dealt or whatever your resource is. Moves faster while indoors. Actually get a speed buff by playing this character and staying inside. And 90% of the dungeons that you run, no joke, are indoors. So having a tank, Dark Iron Dwarf as your main dungeon runner, probably pretty good. Blacksmithing's increased and crafts faster. Can summon a mole machine and transport through the earth. Takes less physical damage. It actually takes less damage. It actually takes less damage. Light Forged here is the same as the Draenei. So let's look at the Draenei. This is the Draenei. Sword crafting increased. May heal self and others over time. Increased agility, intelligence, and strength. Resistance to shadow damage. We go to ally races. They can deal massive holy damage. I don't know what the cooldown is on that. Just haven't played them yet. I mean, I have the beta, so I can go on the beta and play them. I just haven't done that. Blacksmithing skill is increased, and they can summon their own forge. Summon their own forge. Like these two would be rough for me to choose from. Play an ally, a tank on the ally side, because you can summon your own forge, which is pretty good. But these guys actually craft faster, and I wonder if that counts mining as crafting, or if that's only for blacksmithing recipes. It just says skill increase and crafts faster. And you have to use the blacksmithing forge in order to craft. I'm going to have to test that. Anyway, back up to here. Increased experience from killing demons, which is kind of like the Tauren thing. Alright. Holy damage, resistance, erupts into holy energy. When you kill these guys, they explode upon death. Alright, so on this side, we already went over the Nightborn. Magical damage. The Taurens, the Highborn Taurens, aren't a transformed Tauren race. They're actually a special race that developed over in a different area. Which I'll give them that, but I'm going to go ahead and show the Taurens anyway. We already went over this, so I won't go over it again, but you guys can read that. We'll go back to ally races here. Pause the video if you need to. Charge forward and knock down enemies, which is different. The regular Taurens used to have, yeah, the stomp, the stun, yeah. Increased versatility. This race actually gives themselves more damage just by being this race. That's what versatility does. Versatility. Go look it up on your stats. All right. Mining speed and skill is increased. Chance to harvest additional meat and fish I'm assuming that's from killing and then looting. I don't know if that would count as the skinning thing. So this will be a good fisher for making money with fishing, being a high mountain. And then resistant to all damage. This orc is basically orc. The regular orcs we already went over have 3 abilities. That's it. These orcs can invoke their ancestors, granting you their power. Faster mount speed while outdoors. Pet health is increased. Reduces the duration of all poison, disease, and curses. So, those are the allied races. Now, why am I going over these? Well, Blizzard has decided to rep lock these, repgate, whatever you want to call it. They have locked this behind an achievement, which is I don't mind doing the achievements. Like they've done it before, flying in certain areas, which is an example for later on. Flying in certain areas, rep locked, you have to get the achievement. Okay. I still don't have flying. I don't have flying in Warlords of Draenor. I don't have flying in Legion. And they're going to do the flying lock in Battles of Azeroth. And I can tell you right now, if they lock flying, unlike every other time where flying has been something that you could purchase, if they lock it behind an achievement, I won't do it. Like, I won't. Like, I'll get into that a little bit later, but it's been a running theme for Blizzard past couple expansions to lock in-game features behind achievements and rep grind. Now, I don't mind doing the rep grind. I mean the achievements. I don't mind doing the achievements. I really don't. Let me get a piece of some drink. Hold on, Doug. I really don't mind doing the achievements. I don't have time to do the achievements. I don't. Right? I don't play that often on WoW. I play for videos when I do videos, but you guys, maybe 30 minutes at a time when I'm doing recordings. All right. Sometimes I have to go do like auction house stuff. I can log in 10 minutes, horde, 10 minutes ally. I'm done for the day. All right. I've got Crohn's disease. I've got to record for 5 to 8 hours a day. I've got to that's record, and that counts rendering. All right. Then I have to upload for 2 hours. The 2 hours uploading, I can't play on WoW because it like bogs down my computer, and it's just a lag fest. So I have to wait to play any online games till after I'm done uploading. So that's 10 hours out of my day, on average, I spend on my YouTube channel. All right. Average sleep time for a human, now not for me, because but average sleep time for most humans is 8 hours. So that's 18 hours total to the day. There's only 24 hours in a day. That gives me 6 hours to play games. Now, I have Crohn's disease, all right? And I have to take rest breaks. I can't just sit at the computer and play all the time. My Crohn's disease makes me have moderate to severe stomach cramps 24/7. I have to use the bathroom 6 to 8 times a day. So when I'm sitting at the computer and I've played too long and my body's like, okay, no, you're going to lay down. I got to go lay down. Like my stomach cramps get so bad that I can't stand it and I got to go lay down. And if I don't, and I stay up and continue to play, I'll start throwing up. And if I start throwing up, I won't stop. I won't. On top of that, that's just everyday symptoms. Now, if I play, if like I keep playing after my body said, no, stop. You can't play no more. It's time for you to lay down and rest. If I continue to play, I could trigger Crun's attack. Now, Crun's attack is completely different. 2 weeks, complete bed rest. All I can do is sleep, get up. That's all I do. Sleep, get up, and go to the bathroom. And that's it. I don't even get to eat because my body will, every time I eat, it'll throw up. I try to get fluids in, that kind of stuff. So I don't have time to come on here and do these rep grinds. Now people online are trying to play this off like it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal that they rep locked all these. It is a big deal. These are major races. Major races. Not only do these races with these abilities, they didn't even have on here the heritage armor that they're giving these guys once you get max level. There's going to be a quest line. You can go and get the heritage armor for them. I got heirlooms. All the way up to 110. You can unlock them all the way up to 110. Why do I need a heritage armor? Is it going to be better than Azerite armor? I mean, I don't know. But besides that, let's get back to the point. The point is, you have players going on all these sites and everywhere where they talk about this, and they go on there and post how it's not a big deal. Rep grinding is not a big deal. Players don't like rep grinding. They do it, but they don't like it. They've never liked it. WoW knows they don't like it. They purposely stopped rep grinding for a bit because players don't like it. All right. Now, the players that go on here that it's not like they love rep grinding, which nobody loves rep grinding, but they don't mind doing it. All right. And these players play 5 hours a day, 35 hours a week. All right. Players like me, they work all the time and they don't have but an hour to 2 hours every week, every day, and maybe 15 hours a week to play on WoW. I have to choose. Play with my friends, do the stuff that I normally like to do. For me, that's run dungeons and post stuff on the age, and play with my wife whenever I get a chance to, and my body allows me to. For other people, it's different. Some people like to do old raids. They just run old raids. Some people like to do the transmog stuff, so they go get different transmogs, change the character, go around, play, run dungeons on those characters. Whatever you like to do. Not everybody's the same. Raids. Keep a raid. If you're a raider and you work and you have 15 hours to play on the game, 9 of your hours is going to be raiding. 3 hours is going to be prep work. That means you got 5. What? Hold on, 9. Let's do this. It's 12. You got 3 hours for rep grinding? It let me do it. It logged me out. So let me log back in. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, we're back. And log in twice. It's got some glitch now. They've completely broken the game. So where was I at? It's a big deal. Like having to take 3 hours to rep grind out of all the stuff that I normally do is a big deal. It's a big deal for a good amount of people that play the game. All right, not everybody plays for 35 hours a week. They don't have that much time. And so the argument that it's just a rep grind, it's no big deal. You're going to be doing the content anyway. It is a big deal. I have to pick and choose. Players like me have to pick and choose exactly what parts of the game we play at specific periods of time. Because we don't have time to do it all. Just sit down and do it all. We don't. So I have to take out the time that I want to play the game, and I have to go and do these races if I want the races. I have to jump through hoops so I can get an in-game feature that should have already been given to us. I paid $60 for the expansion. And I don't mind doing the achievement. It's part of the storyline. I'm going to be doing those anyway. I don't mind doing it. But the rep lock, that's just so I have to do the world quest, which I don't like world quests. I don't do world quests now. I didn't do world quests in Legion. I did. Let's see. When I needed garrison, not garrison resources, hall, class hall resources. When I needed those, I, I picked a few out and I did what I needed to do, and then I didn't continue that. If I needed an upgrade to my artifact, I would look at the world quest. There's an artifact. Go do it. Bam, done. I didn't spend 5 hours doing every world quest on the map. Why would I? I don't have 5 hours a day to do that. And just to dismiss the fact that they're actually locking in-game features behind rep. And that's why people are mad. It's not the fact that they don't want to have to go do the rep grind. It's the fact that most of the players, they don't have time in game to go do these stupid rep grinds. They don't. They didn't have time before. Gold makers in the game. I'm not talking about the people that go and steal accounts and stuff like that. There's people in the game that are gold makers. That's what they do. They go on, they either farm for resources and they sell those resources on the edge, or they're crafters. They use Trade Skill Master. They have everything set up on there. They come in the game, they buy the resources off the edge, they craft those, they put them back on the edge. That's what they do. Sometimes they play around in the game and go do stories and they go play with their friends. They do dungeons when they need to do dungeons. But the majority of their time is spent on their alts making money. That's what they enjoy doing. Not everybody likes to raid. Not everybody likes the PvP. Matter of fact, I don't know if War Mode's going to change this. I don't know. It might. The majority of players on WoW, I know this is going to be shocking and confusing to most of you guys that are raiders or that are PvP guys. The large majority of players on WoW are casual players. They don't like raiding. They don't like doing mythic dungeons. They get on, they play with their friends, they run alts, they make money, they craft, they do transmogging, they go around a pet battle. There was a guy I was watching on YouTube. I don't know who it is. If you know, put his name down there. Don't link to his channel. I don't allow links in my comments. But you can put who it is down there, and they'll be able to find him. Or post his name down there, and I'll find him. I'll link him in the description. But he leveled a tune from like level 1 all the way to max level just through pet battling. That's what he enjoyed doing. He didn't want to run these quests. He didn't want to do rep grind. That's what he wanted to do. That's what he enjoyed doing. There's the guy who decided to take a stand and not choose a side as a Pandorian. Completely leveled using professions in the Pandorian area. All the way to max level. Those are the players that are out there. Those are the players that ain't got time to come on here and do rep grinds. And they're not going to. They're not. The crafters that I was telling you about, the money makers, they don't do those recipes. Unless it's a really good recipe, they won't. They will not rep grind to get a recipe unlocked. They won't. They can make money without it. I have been playing WoW since Rapid Leech King. I have maybe unlocked 3 rep recipes, and it wasn't because I was going purposefully to unlock those. I just happened to have the rep. It was there, I had the rep, but there's bags I can't even make. I ain't gonna be able to make them. I'm not rep grinding. I don't have time for that. I don't enjoy rep grinding. And that's another feature that boggles my mind is they know players don't like rep grinding, and they lock in-game features behind rep grinding that people don't enjoy. There's lots of other stuff they can rep grind. It's not like a mount. They've locked mounts behind rep grinding. If you like rep grinding, here's a special mount for you. Go at it. If you like transmogs, here's a special transmog you get from rep grinding. Kudos to you. For those that don't like it, it's there. You want to rep grind? Rep grind. Some of these races, these allied races. No. Let's go. Create a new character. These races are going to be required by raiders, by raids. They're going to be required to you to use these. Are all of them going to be that way? No, no, because there's good raid guilds out there, and they usually let you play whatever you want. Sometimes something is required; somebody has to play that class. All right, but these classes, these races here, are going to dramatically increase your DPS by playing them, or defense. There's going to be guilds out there that are going to say you have to be Light Forge, you have to be Dark Iron Dwarf to be a tank, or you're not. You're not in the raid. You're going to race change, or you're not going to be with us. And if you want to raid, that's what you got to do. Are we taking into this account? Or is WoW looking at that before they lock these things behind rep grinds? They're doubling down. These new races here, I'll leave a link in the description for the new post. They're rep locked. You have to do the war achievement, and depending on which side you are, you have to do it. The way they worded it made it sound like you had to do both, but you don't. But you can't. I can't go in the alliance and do all the achievements that I need to do and all the rep I needed, and then I can't unlock these horde ones. I have to do the alliance ones, and then I have to have a core tune, and then I have to do the horde ones. And that brings up another point, is that there's people that play. They only play one class. They only play one character, period. They never. I had a friend, and we run with him all the time, and he played on Pridemore. And we always called him Rant. I don't know what his real name was. I never met the man in real life. Every time we needed to run a dungeon with him, he was a raider, and he'd never played an alt. He'd never played another class. All he ever played was a mage. And he only ever played the Alliance Mage. He's never been any other character in the game. Ever. That's all he did. And there's players out there like that. They only ever play one character. And if they want these, if they're the type that like to do like achievement hunting and that kind of thing, they're going to be required to start horde tunes and get these. Even though they don't want them. Now, you're going to say, well, they only play Alliance and they only play one character, so like they're going to have to unlock these if they want a race change. If they want a race change to one of these on their main tune, which is the only tune they play, they're going to have to unlock these. They're going to have to rep grind for it. That's what's it. But just like before just final note. Before you go out there and you start running your mouth about how it's not a big deal, it's a big deal. Locking in-game features that you promoted an expansion for behind rep locks and rep gates, it's a big deal. If you want to defend Blizzard, defend them on something that needs defense of. Locking these races behind rep gates is not something you need to defend. It's not. Alright? It's like, that's not how you get people. Forcing people to do something they don't want to do is not how you get people to play your game. And that's what they're doing. They're forcing people to do content that they don't want to do so that they play the game. And this is furthering the mood change that Blizzard has had the past 4 or 5 expansions of you're going to play WoW the way we want you to play WoW. That's what it boils down to. And they've done that. And it's their game. They're allowed to do what they want. And they're always going to do that. Until somebody steps up and says, no, we don't want this. Blizzard's going to continue to go down this path. It's very rarely that the community, the WoW community, comes together on an issue and Blizzard listens to them and changes. Do they know best? It's their game. I don't know if they know best. All I know is I play WoW because I enjoy playing WoW. I'm not going to play WoW if I'm forced to do content that I don't want to do. That's just it. So I don't do it. That's what I think. I will never have access to these. I never have access to these unless they take the rep block off of me. I won't. I'm not. I won't do it. My wife won't do it. And that's not taking into account that they're not even releasing a full expansion this time around. They purposely waiting to fix classes. The game is currently broken. It's broken. They have been trying to fix it for a week now because of the changes they made. They're not going to stand. They want to make a stand on rep locks. For what? What's the purpose? Story-wise? Lore? I don't know. That's how I feel. You guys leave me a comment. Tell me how you feel. They're probably going to get some Charlie comments on here. If you're a butthole, your comment's going to get deleted. It's that simple. Don't. All right? You got a point of view. I got a point of view. Everybody's got a point of view. I respect you. You respect me. That's how WoW works. That's how it's always worked. If you're going to troll, if you're going to be a butthole about it, you won't have comments down below. But if you want to be respectful, you want to have a conversation, down below, tell me how you feel. All right? How many times a day do you guys play? What content do you not do on purpose just because you don't like doing it? That kind of stuff. All right? Let me know. I'll see you guys later.